Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this episode, I want to give 4 ways that you can begin to get a grip on your emotions and to begin to have more or have some emotional control. I was watching football today and on Twitter, and someone was talking about fans and getting carried away or getting bummed out because their team didn't win or was losing, and they can't take it, and all of the stress, and then berating their teams afterwards, and it made me realize that this is an area that needs to be addressed. We talk about emotional control in personal situations, but I don't know that people really realize that this is something that runs through your whole life. And if you can get a grip on it, because you are the only person that you have any control over, if you can regulate yourself, it will start having a positive impact on your life, because you won't fall into these traps. And the traps, whether you're being escalating conflict, reacting, wasting time, because then you go down a rabbit hole either on social media or in person. It can affect your relationships in your home, personally, at work, with your friends, or out in public, such as watching a game or watching some competition, whether it's Dancing with the Stars or America's Got Talent or whatever it is, or your kid's ball game. If you can exercise some emotional control and start working on this muscle, it's going to help you regulate your whole life. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm telling you to not feel. Feeling our emotions is a good thing. You want to be able to dial it back and realize your trigger points. Realize when you're seeing red or you're starting to get drawn into something, and kind of evaluate, really, is this what I want to do now? This person and I have never seen eye to eye, and they're starting a pattern of behavior all over again. I know what's going to happen next. I don't need to participate in this. So the first part always is to realize your trigger points or the situations where this happens to you. Maybe you're a person that gets on Twitter and you have Twitter fights, or on some other social media platform. So I want to give you 4 examples of ways that you can start to diffuse this or avoid these situations or change them. Obviously only from your side, but if you can start changing it on your side and use some of these tactics, you're going to notice a difference. So let's look at these 4 ways that can help. The first one, if it's a either online thing or in-person thing, is to pause and create space. If you're in a room or at dinner or in a meeting and someone is blasting off and hitting on some hot buttons, count to 10 and leave some space. And then think about what has just happened, look at the big picture, and then either reschedule and get more space and come back later and physically and actually say, I'm going to have to get back to you on this. Or you can go to the next step, which is to ground yourself. Can you physically leave the room? Can you go outside? Can you touch the table? If you really are getting hot and bothered, touch your chair, touch your legs, touch the table, put your feet on the floor. Listen for any ambient noise, air conditioning noise, or somebody going down the hall. Look out the window. If there's a window, look out into the hallway if you're in a meeting room. If you're already outside, just look in a different direction. Distract yourself a little bit and come into your body. Either one of these could help you with number 3, which is to regain perspective. Is this going to matter in 5 minutes? Is this going to matter in 5 days? Is this going to matter in 5 weeks? Is this going to matter in 5 years? What is the significance of what is happening? Is this something worth fighting about? Is this something that is important to you, Or is this just an irritation? Is it ego sparring? Is it just a problematic person? Is it just someone who has a different opinion than you do? If it's the last thing, you're most likely not going to change their mind. They're not going to change your mind. Just, like they say about the dog, pee on it and walk away. Except don't do the pee part. Just walk away. And then number 4, which any of these can work in any order, is remove yourself from the situation or remove the stimulus. If somebody's on TV talking about something and it's just either because you've got another person in the room, you're watching this together, or they're just setting you off, turn it off. Turn it off. Don't watch that anymore for that hour, that day, or ever. Turn it off. If there is a disruptive person, leave the room. If it's a situation that you can't ignore entirely, then take a break. Like I said before, physically take a break and just say, I'm hearing what you're saying. This is not a good time for me. I want to go and collect myself and give you some time, and we'll come back and address this later, and then set a time. So I think those will help you to then start seeing where you're triggered, what things are affecting you, where you're wasting time, either because you're never going to resolve something or it's really not that important that you do resolve it or win it. Like they say, pick your battles. See if any of these things make a difference. Try to implement them and let me know how it works. Give me a thumbs up if this was helpful. Leave any comments or questions below. Subscribe to see the other videos. Share this with someone that it might help, and come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.